Hello, Team Guden. Welcome to, actually, just doing something fun here, cause why not? Make sure that stuff. For those of you that can't really tell, don't follow me on Twitter. Actually, I don't use Facebook all that much, so never mind that. Don't know what I'm doing lately. I play Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot now. About 2.5, I'd say 2.5 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, I actually quit playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Altogether. I don't know why I quit altogether, but a couple months ago I got back into it because a couple of my friends were playing it. It was fun. I still had my deck, and there was just tons of stuff going on. Just all these new archetypes and these new monsters. It was basically a whole new game for me because I haven't played in so long. Yeah, I wanted to get back into it, and I did, and heck, now I have stuff and the technology and the crap to make videos about it, and that's awesome. So why don't I just show you guys what kind of competitive deck I'm using? I know immediately you look at this and you kind of groan. For those of you that play Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitively, you already know what kind of deck this is. This is basically, it's called Chaos Dragon. I named my deck Dragon's Dogma for obvious reference is obvious. Before you go asking, yes, I have all these cards. IRL, I usually on this site, which is duelingnetwork.com, I usually don't add cards into my deck, even on Dueling Network, unless I have the card. So yeah. So yeah, I may as well just get into it. Mainly what I'm doing this for really is I'm looking for advice. What do you guys think I can change just to make it better? What do you think I can do to make it more consistent, faster, etc.? So let's go. First off, we got 3 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragons. I've considered taking them down to 2 because sometimes they can be dead draws, and I know it's weird to say that, but when you don't have a whole lot of ability to normal summon dragons, they are dead draws. The entire deck relies on its special summoning abilities, and if I can't get out a metal dragon, then it's kind of a dead draw. About, I'd say 30% of the time, he actually ends up being bait for like light pulsar effect, but we'll get to that one. 2 Dark Flare, I'm not changing this. This seems good. 2 Dark Flare seems good. I considered 3 at one point, but that's not good. If you have 3 Dark Flare, then you have to run 3 Eclipse Wyvern, and I'm not doing that. So yeah, 2 Dark Flare. 2 Summoner Monk, he's new. I haven't play tested him a whole lot, and I'm not sure if I like him in the deck. Really, what happens with Summoner Monk is I summon him, use his effect to either get Lila or another Summoner Monk. I never go for the Eclipse Wyvern because I don't think Eclipse Wyvern gets its effect if it's detached as an Exceed material monster. I haven't checked the ruling on this, but if it still gets its effect when it's detached, then I'm keeping Summoner Monk in because that gets Eclipse Wyvern into the grave faster. But yeah, 2 Summoner Monk. If Eclipse Wyvern doesn't get his effect, then I may change him and drop him for, like, I don't know, I'm not sure yet. I haven't really figured out what I would drop him for or put into the deck. Maybe more spells. But yeah. Or just drop him entirely and go down to 41 cards. One Dark Arm Dragon, that's kind of self-explanatory. You got a bunch of Darks, you've got to run Dark Arm just for those chances. You got a lot of graveyard manipulation, so he's easy to get out enough. I get him out quite a bit, so. Chaos Sorcerer, he's kind of there for more graveyard manipulation as well as another 6-star. Unfortunately, I don't have 6-star exceeds except for one, but it requires 2 dragons for it. So I need those, but he's good to have just because like I said, he adds more graveyard manipulation, plus he's another dark. So yeah. Gores, he's another dark. He stops OTKs. He's kind of like a backup. Every now and then I actually find myself, because this build is a little different from other Chaos Dragons, I end up finding myself with a few bad situations, and Gores usually ends up helping out with that. Phantom of Chaos is actually really interesting to run. Phantom of Chaos is the reason why I'm thinking of dropping Red Eyes Darkness to 2, but at the same time, having 3 Red Eyes Darkness is broken if I have Phantom of Chaos, just because Phantom of Chaos, basically, I can't take battle damage from battles involving him. Once per turn, I can target an effect monster in my grave, banish the target till the end phase. I gain its attack points and the monster's name as well as its effect. So summon Phantom of Chaos, remove Red Eyes Darkness Metal, use its effect, get out Light Pulsar or Dark Flare or whatever, and it has 2800 for the turn. So yeah. Next, we're going to go to Lights. That was all the Darks. 11 Darks. Yeah. Next, the Lights. 2 Light Pulsar. I want to bring this up to 3. I just haven't bought a third one yet, and I want a third one. And yeah, shouldn't be too expensive. $2. Yeah. He's essentially the key of the deck. He is... Light Pulsar is the reason that this deck is so destructive. When he's sent to the graveyard, while he's on the field, he can target a level 5 or higher Dark Dragon type monster in my graveyard and special summon it. So if I have a Red Eyes Darkness Metal, he can special summon Red Eyes Darkness Metal when he's sent to the grave from the field. He can also special summon himself if I send a Light and Dark from my hand, and he can special summon himself from my hand if I banish a Light and Dark from my graveyard. So yeah. Eclipse Wyvern, this makes... Eclipse Wyvern I actually don't think is as important as some people say. Yes, he gets some cards to your hand, and he's very good banishing bait, though I'm not sure if he can, if his add the monster banished by his effect to your hand part works if you banish it for, say, like Light Pulsar summoning, because that's a cost. I don't think that works, in which case, not nearly as good as everybody says. So yeah, Eclipse Wyvern isn't as great as people make it out to be, but it's a level 4, it's a light, it's good banish bait, so meh. Next one, this kind of like makes the deck a little bit more unique compared to other Chaos Dragon decks, and that's adding a Heretic Dragon of Tefnuit. He's a Cyber Dragon, and he's level 6, and because he's a Heretic, when he's tributed, even as a cost, so at any time when he's tributed, I can special summon 1 Dragon type normal monster from my hand, deck, or graveyard and make its attack defense 0, which is why I have Wattail Dragon. You then exceed into a level 6 or rank 6 exceed monster. Usually I either tribute Tefnuit for another Tefnuit or tribute Tefnuit for a Light Pulsar. That's usually what happens. And then exceed. 2 Effect Veiler because it's staple. I'm thinking about running just one, but if I run just one, then I gotta make sure that I play Effect Baylor like way more way smarter, because it comes down to which power play do I want to stop. Next is Raikou and Lila. 2 Raikou, 1 Lila. This just mills the deck out. It thins the deck out. Because before I added these guys in, I didn't have enough draw power. I simply didn't have enough way to get cards into the graveyard fast enough, and I didn't want to add the Light Sworns, but I have to. Otherwise the deck isn't fast enough. So yeah, honest just because he's chain his effect with like Tefnuit or Wattail. If Wattail's at 0 attack, chain honest to it, and then, you know, ram. It's just funny. But yeah, Blackluster Soldier, kind of like, why not have him in the deck? He's not banned, and he's broken as crap. He wins me duels all the time, because he's easily, besides Future Fusion, he's the best card to top deck in this game, or in this deck. So yeah, Card Trooper because milling, and it can ram into Thunder King. The only thing I have against this card is that people can contact with Cyber Dragon. So yeah. Next, spells. Future Fusion. That's obvious. You dump 5 dragons into the grave for 5-headed dragon, and just start making your power plays from there, because you usually drop 2 Wyvern to get its effect. Drop probably a Light Pulsar and then 2 Darks. I don't know. Dark Flare Dragons, usually, or Red Eyes, depending on what you're gonna do. Or Wattail even. Foolish Burial because you want cards in the grave. I could possibly stand to take it out, but it just, I don't know, it's a solid draw. It's not, Foolish Burial isn't a card that I draw it and I'm thinking, oh, dang, I lost. It's a decent card to draw. I don't know. Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, staples. Never remove. Charge of the Light Brigade, which sends top 3 cards from my deck to the graveyard, and then it searches out a level 4 lower Light Sworn, so all the Light Sworns I have here, it searches them out. More milling. Drac Connection, because sometimes drawing Wattail is a dead draw, so use Drac Connection. You can, it's a swap card, swap it out for either Tefnuit or Light Pulsar. And quite honestly, I like the ability to search Light Pulsar too much to drop Drac Connection. It's too good. Allure of Darkness, draw power, Pot of Duality, and 2 Pot of Duality and 1 Pot of Avarice, draw power, recycling effect. Pot of Duality can slow the deck down sometimes. Sometimes that's actually a good thing, because you don't want to overextend yourself too much with this deck, and you can. I lost hand advantage so much at the last local tournament I went to. It just wasn't funny. I can't count the amount of times that I had 0 cards in my hand. So yeah, I couldn't summon anyway, so may as well just get Pot of Duality in there. Heretic Seal, Convocation, searches out the Tefnuit. Tefnuit is actually a fairly big card in this deck, simply because I want to get out Atum. And Atum just gets out Red Eyes Darkness, and then that gets out Light Pulsar, or Dark Flare. So yeah, it's just good. I want to get the Tefnuit. Plus it thins out the deck. So basically what this is that when I get I'm really actually running a 41 card deck, just because Heretic Seal Convocation equals Tefnuit. So, plus I get to shuffle. And then Solemn Judgment and 2 Warnings, because I can run the deck without traps. I could easily, because I'm not worried about monster summoning, really. Any monster that my opponent can summon, I can probably run over, except Judgment Dragon and Blue Eyes, but who runs Blue Eyes? And I guess Blackluster, but that's why I have another Blackluster, as well as an Honest, and a Chaos Sorcerer, and a Dark Arm Dragon to break it. And Rykos. So yeah, I'm not too worried about summoning, because I can run over the monsters that they get, but I don't know, I feel safe with these guys in there. These are my God Says No trap cards, so yeah. Side deck is pretty just covering stuff that I may want to do if I want to change strategy, which is Delta Flyer for adding a better Synchro ability instead of just Effect Veilers. The Calculator, because in a Dragon deck he's broken. The only other time I think he's more broken is in a Yubel deck, because he gains attack equal to the combined levels of all monsters you control, including himself. Get him out with Red Eyes Darkness Metal on the field, that's a 3600 beater. That's insane. Level 2 3600 attack. That's ridiculous. Not to mention, if somehow your opponent can top that, you still have Honest, because he's light. Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, if I face an Exceed heavy deck, probably like swap him out for, I don't know, Card Trooper or Lila or something, I don't know. He works well against Exceeds, that's pretty much it. Whitehorn Dragon, this one hardly anybody knows about, even though it was in a gold series. Whitehorn Dragon, I just like. He's player preference, he's there. When he's normal or special summoned at any time, so you can select up to 5 spell cards from your opponent's graveyard and remove them from play, and then increase the attack of him by 300 points for each one that was removed. So he can go up to a total of 3,700 attack points, which is pretty crazy. And he's a dark, and he's level 6. So I like him. I'm thinking of maybe dropping Phantom of Chaos for him, just because I like him that much. And it seems stupid, but that also means that if I put him in, he can also be searched out with Drag Connection. He can also be swapped out to search for a Tefnuit. So yeah, that's another dragon that I can use to search for a Tefnuit. So that's good. Double MST just in case I need to get more back row destruction. Usually swap it out for probably like the Solemn Warnings or the Seals of Convocation. Those are pretty stable. I don't know. Like I said, this is fairly new build, so I'm not really good about testing it yet. One Compulse, just because it's funny. It's fun to play. Raigeki Break, because Priority's gone. Or Priority is gone in quotation marks. Priority is passing now, so Raigeki Break is good. Mirror Force, because I paid $35 for first edition Metal Raiders Mirror Force, and I'm not going to not run it. Yeah, I always find some way to stick Mirror Force into my deck, because I like the card too much. I don't want to get rid of it. 2 Torrential, because it's good in this format. I can swap them out for Solemn Warnings just in case. Ancient Fairy, Orient, and Blackwing, depending on what decks I run into. This is for Gravekeepers, this is for Synchro Heavy deck, and this is for Chamber. Blackwing Dragon can easily be substituted out for Prime Material Dragon, because Prime Material Dragon, I think, is another level 6, and it's light, so it's easier to summon. Blackwing Dragon is level 8 Synchro, and I can't do that easily at all. I'd have to side in the Delta Flyer with it. And then on top of that, the only ones I could use it to summon from there are probably just the Dark Flare Dragons. I mean, maybe two Rykos or Lila. Summoner Monk can do well, but meh. And then side deck is 5-headed dragon, obvious. Atombs for this level 6 dragon type monsters, Exceed. Utopias because it's easier for me to get out level 4s now. This is a really long video. Gaia Dragon, he just exceeds over the useless tomb after it's used its effect, or its effect is both of its materials are gone. So he's good for that. Queen Dragoon Jin, because she's broken in a dragon deck. Other dragons can't be destroyed by battle except for her while she's on the field, and then once per turn I can detach a material to target a level 5 or higher dragon type monster in the grave, special summon it. It cannot attack that turn, and its effects are negated. But usually you get out Light Pulsar, because as soon as Light Pulsar hits the grave, its effect comes back and it gets its effect off. So yeah. And then Agachi, because I have 2 Raikou. I can't think of anything else to put in here. If I had more level 6 exceeds like Exabeetle, I think it's Exabeetle or Exastag, I can't remember, or Photon Strike Bouncer, good luck to me getting that. I don't think I'll ever get Photon Strike Bouncer. But if I can get, or even like, I don't know, Zenmane, if I can get 2 Card Troopers and a Tragodia into this, then maybe. But yeah, I swap it out for any level 6 exceed I can get. 2 Stardust, because Stardust is staple, I guess. He's kind of losing power now, but meh, I like Stardust. Black Rose, because Black Rose is Black Rose. Red Dragon Archfiend, this is back when I was in high school, my friends and I all had our own like signer dragons, because 5Ds was out and Red Dragon was mine. My friend's was Black Rose. One of my best friends was Black Rose. And then one of his friends was Stardust. So yeah, I love him. So I'm not taking him out, no matter what. Even if I can't use him in the deck, he's still in the deck. Thought Ruler, because Thought Ruler is my first synchro, so I'm keeping him in no matter what as well. Same with Red Dragon. Dark End Dragon, because if I can get him out, then he blows crap up and okay. He blows crap up, and if he gets in the grave, he's another Dark for Light Pulsar to bring out. So yeah. And then Explode Dragon Wing, because no one expects this guy anymore. He's really stupid, to be honest, but he destroys cards automatically as long as their attack is lower, and then he deals damage equal to that monster's attack. He breaks Chaos Sorcerer if your opponent's running him. He breaks Chaos Sorcerers. He breaks through Dark Flares, other Dark Flares for mirror matches. So, and then he deals damage equal to their attack points, instead of dealing just 100 points of damage, or no points of damage, or 100 points of damage. So he's all right. This deck isn't really synchro heavy. I'd probably take out quite a few of these synchros. The only people that I would probably keep in is a Stardust, a Black Rose, Red Dragon, and Thought Ruler. Red Dragon and Thought Ruler because sentimental. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Please, if you stayed for this entire thing, I'm sorry this went on so long. First deck profile video, so yeah, I'm not used to it. Anyway, please leave a comment about what I can do to improve the deck. Please leave constructive criticism. If all you gotta say is you suck, your deck sucks, get a life, I'm just gonna delete the comments, so don't bother. So please throw ideas at me. We'll have a conversation in the comments. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. There'll be more Yu-Gi-Oh videos on the way because I'm enjoying myself in Yu-Gi-Oh. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.